most dangerous flight routes in the world. There are flight routes where one wrong move means disaster, where mountains rise taller than clouds, winds twist airplanes midair, and runways vanish into cliffs or oceans. For most travelers, flying is routine, a safe, comfortable journey from point A to point B. But for a select group of pilots, every landing feels like defying gravity itself. Welcome to the world's most dangerous flight routes, where experience, precision, and nerves of steel decide who lands safely. In this video, we'll take you through 10 of the most dangerous flight routes on Earth, each with its own story of breathtaking beauty, terrifying conditions, and human skill that pushes aviation to its limits. Number 10. Queenstown Airport, New Zealand. Nestled among the Southern Alps, Queenstown Airport is as stunning as it is risky. The runway sits between snow-capped mountains and a massive lake, offering postcard views and extreme turbulence. Here, weather can shift in seconds. Pilots must navigate between steep ridges and rely almost entirely on visual flight rules because the surrounding peaks make instrument guidance unreliable. During approach, aircraft weave through valleys that look impossibly tight from the cockpit. Crosswinds off the lake can push a plane sideways, forcing constant corrections until the wheels finally hit the tarmac. The reward? A safe landing amid one of the world's most beautiful landscapes. But make no mistake, Queenstown demands perfect precision every single time. Number 9. Innsbruck Airport, Austria. Innsbruck sits in a deep valley of the Austrian Alps, and flying here is like threading a needle through mountains. Pilots descend visually, following a curved path that guides them between rugged peaks before straightening out only seconds before touchdown. Wind shear is a constant threat, and the valley often traps turbulence, tossing aircraft up and down even during clear weather. Because of the unique terrain, pilots must undergo special simulator training just to qualify for this route. What makes it even more challenging is the short runway and limited go-around options. Once committed, there's little room for mistakes. For passengers, it's one of the most thrilling descents on Earth. For pilots, it's a test of focus and nerve. Number 8. Aspen Airport, Colorado, USA. Aspen's beauty comes with altitude and danger. At 7,800 feet above sea level, its high elevation means thinner air, affecting engine power, lift, and braking performance. Add snow, crosswinds, and narrow mountain valleys, and you've got one of the most technically demanding landings in the United States. Because of surrounding peaks, approaches must be made in one direction and departures in the opposite. There's no flexibility. If a pilot misses the landing, there's no quick escape route. A go-around can be extremely risky due to the terrain. Winter makes things worse. Blizzards, icy runways, and low visibility are routine. Pilots often describe Aspen as a beautiful nightmare, one of the few airports where even commercial crews feel their adrenaline surge. Number 7. Narsarsuaq Airport, Greenland. If isolation had an address, it would be Narsarsuaq. This Arctic airport is surrounded by fjords, glaciers, and towering cliffs, and almost permanently wrapped in fog. Temperatures stay below freezing most of the year, and crosswinds blow straight through the icy valley. Approaching Narsarsuaq requires descending through narrow passages carved by ice and snow. There's limited radar coverage, meaning pilots rely heavily on visuals and GPS navigation. Even a small navigation error can push a plane dangerously close to the cliffs. In winter, frozen runways and limited ground equipment add to the difficulty. For this reason, only a few flights operate here each week, mostly with specially trained crews. It's one of aviation's loneliest and toughest destinations. Number 6. Princess Juliana International Airport, St. Martin. One of the most famous approaches in the world, and not for the faint-hearted. Princess Juliana International sits right next to Maho Beach, and planes descend so low that you can feel the jet blast standing on the sand. But behind the viral videos lies real difficulty. The runway is just over 7,000 feet long, short for large jets. Approaches must be perfectly aligned because overshooting means going straight into the Caribbean Sea. Strong coastal winds and occasional wind shear make landings unpredictable. Pilots have only a few seconds to stabilize before touching down. Despite its popularity with tourists, this airport is far from easy. It's a blend of paradise and peril, and every safe landing is a small masterpiece. Number 5. Courchevel-Altiport, France. High in the French Alps lies one of the most extreme airports ever built, Courchevel. Its runway is only 537 meters long and built on an 18.6% slope. The incline helps planes slow down while landing and gain speed during takeoff. But it also means there's no margin for error. Pilots must land uphill and take off downhill. There's no go-around option. Add snow, ice, and thin mountain air, and the risk level skyrockets. Courchevel's location makes it a gateway for private jets and helicopters, ferrying skiers to luxury resorts. But make no mistake, this is not a place for amateurs. Only pilots with specialized mountain flight certification are allowed to operate here. A misjudged approach, and there's no flat ground to recover, just cliffs waiting below. Number 4. Toncontín International Airport, Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Toncontín has terrified even the most seasoned pilots. The approach requires a steep descent through mountainous terrain with a sharp 45-degree turn just before landing. The runway, barely 2,000 meters long, sits right next to urban areas, meaning zero room for mistakes. Crosswinds whip through the valley, and hot, thin air reduces braking efficiency. Many pilots have compared it to landing inside a bowl surrounded by concrete walls. Over the years, Toncontín has seen several serious accidents, prompting major airlines to restrict operations here. But for those who still fly this route, it remains one of the most challenging and respected landings in the world. Number 3. Madeira Airport, Portugal. Madeira's beauty hides its danger. Built partly over the Atlantic Ocean on 180 concrete pillars, its runway is constantly battered by gusty winds and sudden weather changes. Pilots must execute a visual turn right before touchdown, a maneuver requiring perfect timing and precision. Strong crosswinds can suddenly push aircraft off course, forcing go-arounds or hard landings. Before the runway extension, Madeira was infamous for overshoots into the sea. Even now, it remains one of Europe's toughest airports. Pilots describe it as a place where you fly with your hands, not your instruments. Number 2. Paro Airport, Bhutan. Hidden deep within the Himalayas, Paro Airport is considered the world's most challenging commercial approach. At over 7,300 feet elevation, it's surrounded by peaks as high as 18,000 feet, some just a few kilometers from the flight path. The descent involves weaving between mountains, making sharp turns while following the contours of the valley. There are no instrument landing systems. Everything is done visually. Only a handful of pilots worldwide are certified to land here, and even then, only under daylight and clear skies. The runway itself is short and slopes slightly uphill. Every landing at Paro feels more like a mountain expedition than a commercial flight. Breathtaking, dangerous, and deeply satisfying for those who pull it off. Number 1. Lukla Airport, Nepal. And at number 1, Lukla Airport, the gateway to Mount Everest. Known officially as Tenzing Hillary Airport, it's built on the edge of a mountain at 9,300 feet above sea level. The runway is just 527 meters long, ending abruptly in a cliff on one side and a rock wall on the other. There are no navigation aids, and visibility can change from clear skies to fog in seconds. Landing here requires descending through narrow valleys before touching down on an uphill runway. Takeoffs are even more nerve-wracking. Aircraft must gain enough speed downhill to lift off before running out of runway. Because of unpredictable winds, flights to Lukla are often canceled or delayed for days. Yet for trekkers heading to Everest Base Camp, this is the only way in. Every pilot who flies here knows, one mistake and there's no second chance. Lukla remains, without question, the most dangerous flight route in the world. From Lukla to Paro, from Madeira to Aspen, these flight routes remind us how far human courage and technology have come. Every landing on these airstrips isn't just a routine flight, it's a calculated dance with nature, precision, and trust. So, next time you board a plane to a remote destination, remember the skill and preparation behind every touchdown. Which of these routes would you dare to fly or avoid at all costs? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed exploring the world's most dangerous skies, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Skyvision Aviation, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story from above the clouds. Until next time, fly safe and respect the skies.